Does it work?
hmm
Okay, so welcome. This is a brand new show. This is kind of a really different show than what I used. First time trying to commentate, and I kind of want to pursue it. So, you know how there's podcasts and all over the place. They feature top end celebrities in the game business. Nate Shot, Self Made, Hax's podcast. And I said, okay, let's do something for this small community, Xbox community, a little bit. And we decided to do um, a show I just came up with called TheGamerTakes. So basically, we talk about topics that relate to gaming that are kind of not really mentioned about. So we got our special guest here today, and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name's King. I'm founder of Zishman Do It Now Uprising. So glad to be here though.
Well, that's great. And today's topic I'm going to be talking about is building a small esports org. Just kind of the gist of it. And the first thing we kind of want to talk about is what has been happening with ZH22 the last couple of days. It's been kind of really unfortunate. This is
Yeah.
a topic I kind of wanted to talk about because I think it was really shocking that the first thing we kind of noticed was ZH22 is currently going into rebranding, and we had some unfortunate news on Sunday that one of its founders, a guy I used to talk to in the
Yes.
past when I wanted to send Xbox players to these clans, whoever I met online. Let me get his name. His name is Jarl,
Jarl,
but I'll just say his full name.
Jacob Winton.
Just to give you heads, Jacob Jarl Whitney has passed away at 24. It was 25, something like that.
Yeah,
So, kind of
young.
ZH22. How important has he been with the creation of ZH22, and does he have any impact into your success in life or with the team?
Well, Jarl I've known now for 4 years. Grew up with him in Key West. Um, I didn't grow up with him, but I met him in Key West. That's where he's originally from. He joined the organization back when it first started, and he's always been kind of like that role model, the wise guy. I always looked up to him. He wasn't the original founder, but he co-founded the organization with me back in 2016. Um, but the man's a good guy. He just was really wise. I would always, once again, I would look up to him. Whatever he would say, I would trust him for the most part. Um, but he's put a lot of pressure on the organization recently. Ever since his death, a lot of people are sad about it and whatnot. He got a lot of support as well. There's a GoFundMe up right now, I believe, made by Nick. But it was sad to see him pass away at 24. Um,
Yeah, I'll put the Twitter donate link
yeah,
in later after the stream because I think I forgot to put that earlier. So yeah, it was kind of shocking just to kind of see that, especially with what happened with ZH22 having
yeah.
a rebranding.
And that's one of the
Um
main reasons why we're rebranding right now, is because of Jarl's deaths. And he was so crucially a part of the organization that with him gone, we have to almost restart in a sense of way.
yeah, it's gonna be kind of really interesting to kind of see because I think when I was starting Blackbriar. It was basically I wanted to give the opportunity to Xbox players to join esports orgs. I'm not gonna say they're gonna have the chance, but it's just a start to kind of start esports career. I'm not, sent to those big orgs because I know it's gonna be hard. But at
Right.
least to have them just have desires that, okay, I got recruited because of my talent. Maybe I have a chance. I think that was the first guy I talked to was Jarl. He was
Really?
it was, yeah, it was actually one of the first guys. I think I wanted to send a rainbow player who was interested, and the team was looking. You guys were back. I think it was June
He
1st. I
probably
think
made
it
a
was
post
when I
about it or
start.
something.
Yeah, he tweeted it and it said, okay, it was. Oh, sorry, I'm like focusing. We're gonna need our six players and COD players for Xbox, and it was like, okay, this is gonna be hard because I thought it was gonna be a lot harder because I'm gonna have to find Xbox teams that
Right.
will give players
There's not a
opportunities. I
lot
said, okay,
out there on
give him a
Twitter
chance.
too.
Yeah, fortunately, I think he was really clean about it. We had no he was very respectful in his words. There's no difficulties. Had owners in the past who never responded. He
Well, I
was
expect
really
him to,
active. I was,
because at the time he was working for us, he was also getting paid a salary for recruiting. So,
well, he was a co-founder. Well, he was a founder, so that makes
well, that
sense.
too. So,
He won.
yeah, definitely.
So it was one of those things. It was a really cool. I didn't do never had fortune. Beginnings with him.
Right.
Trying to get players there because some of the players I
Which is
tweeted
all
at Xbox
nice.
and never had Twitter. So yeah. Um, and that was kind of how I knew him. And
Yeah.
each, I think, if I
Yeah,
was smart enough, I
it's
could
pretty
have
hard
probably,
though.
yeah. I could have probably pursued. I was a con manager, and I could have probably helped this. I was a con manager for wanted to be a con manager because I want to give the players opportunity.
Right.
And I probably could have been a con manager team, kind of analyst, but then never worked. A little bit late when the Vietnam Tournament League because I
Yeah,
wanted
really
to.
unexpected.
Um, you know, I did it. I tried to. It just didn't work. I don't know. I was just late
Yeah,
for
I get what you're
comments,
saying.
but if so that's kind of really on the draw talk. Make sure you donate to 'em. So the main a little bit shorter than I expected, but the main topic we're kind of talking about is building a small esports org, and this has kind of been growing. As esports has been growing, we've been seeing more and more orgs
Extremely doing well
pop.
right now. The business is esports.
Yeah, especially when it's growing. I think a lot more people want to invest in it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it is gonna be a topic that has been really talked about is why they don't succeed, or just is it worth it to start small, especially with the business growing. So kind of
Yeah.
can you explain why you started ZH22 and what is you kind of what did you do daily to help kind of grow the team and business wise and kind of relationship wise with players like
Yeah,
that.
so initially Z22 started out as a paintball team. Long time ago in 2015. I was only actually 13, 12 maybe at the time, and I was playing paintball, and actually, believe it or not, I was playing for money. And it was pretty fun at first, and I didn't know it was going to come to be where we are now. A year later, 2016, I decided to go to the gaming career, and that eventually turned out to be Z22 Clan, which is now Z22 Uprising. But the organization was firstly created in order. A long time ago, there was a guy named Nakai Rivas, the initial founder of Z22, besides me. He also passed away in 2016. So, in dedication to that, we decided to make Z22 Clan in dedication to Nakai Rivas, the old founder. And that's where I'm at today. But if all the organizations out there, to get out to where most of the esport players or organizations are now, it's only a few percent. It's almost like a 1 in a million chance of getting to the top of the top. So you have to work almost every single day and put in a lot of dedication and effort is all I can say. It's almost like you have to
I think,
sacrifice a lot of things for it.
yeah, especially just how much you have to kind of spend for it, which is
Right.
just kind of where a lot of teams
Yeah, that
just
and
shut
I'd
down.
recommend if you are starting up an organization or beginning one, have a second job at first. Because when you're the founder of an organization, you expect, or the players expect, all their entry fees and all their gear and whatnot to be funded for, which they are. So I started out with doing jobs on the side and stuff like that to help fund the organization at the beginning until I can get it up to the point where I can be making financially benefiting it. But that's where I'm at now. I still got a lot of work to do, but I'm at a point where I can provide low salaries and I can get teams into events and stuff like that right now without me getting a second job.
Yeah, I think I think people have to know when you're getting recruited, you're not getting into a big org. You're not going to Cloud9 TSM phase.
Hmm.
This is not going to be some $10,000 a month contract, salary per month.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
with
this
everything. You
is
gotta start off small, and then eventually
yeah,
grow
it's
bigger.
just kind of the growing period, and the first I think really teams forget if you want to start your esports, or you have to get funding. That is kind of a big thing. You have to find multiple people who are dedicated to the same
Hmm.
thing. Just kind of work together. I think
And
the
you have to
problem a
find
lot
people
of
that are
times
long term
is
as well, because people will join the roster and then leave within a couple of days. So you have to find people that are dedicated to the organization and that won't leave. Because I've
yeah, and
lost
this
money by
is
wasting and spending money on people who left the next day, for instance. So,
yeah. I kind of really have tracked you. I think. Oh shit, I'm missing this knife. Have tracked in your Vietnam tourney league a little bit because I think I used to manage Team Nick, which is one of the top
oh,
teams
okay,
in the
I know them.
Xbox League.
Right.
Um, and we noticed that your roster was really struggling and there was no dedication. I think
Yeah.
Major was one of the only
So
players who was really interested.
yeah. So we've had now probably a total of 6 rosters between the Vietnam League. We finally have a final set of 5 that's going to be long term for Modern Warfare. The reason was is that all the rosters were couldn't come bodily and stick together. They each had beef with each other, and eventually they broke out, and that's just what gave us a 2-12 map count right now. We have 2 league games late tonight, I believe, to try to fix out the map count, and go to playoffs. Hopefully they can. This is a really all-star team, so. But yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the problem is I think I'm gonna be honest here, I might trash all of it. I think if you pick I think if you found a team of 5 a lot I'm gonna be honest here, I think this side
if I found a team of
um
5 that was
you
actually
know
willing to stay a lot longer, like a while
yeah, I
ago,
think that's the
then we
problem is
would have
I
been fine.
noticed that you recruited like you I think I was looking at I look at teams just to see how they're doing, the small
Hmm.
orgs and all that. Every day in Twitter is saying, okay, there was a problem because you guys recruited every maybe couple of days you guys looking for one, looking for two, and it was because you had no consistent roster that team for a while. I
Right.
think that's the first thing you have to look for as an owner, just finding that really good team of 5 that has
Yeah.
potential to
You
kind
gotta
of
look for someone that's got a
dominate the
lot of
online
experience
competitions
within
and
the
lane
community.
competitions. Yeah, I think that was kind of the problem, and kind of again, there's not a lot of big LAN events that feature Xbox, so that kind of,
Yeah, and there's not a lot
you're
of good
not gonna
teams
have
there on
those team of
Xbox
fives
because
that
it's not the
committed.
main, not the main platform because of C2VL is only on PlayStation. But
Yeah,
thankfully, coming to Modern Warfare, there's going to be cross-platform, so Xbox and PlayStation will finally be the same.
yeah, I think that's hope the case. What else did you kind of really do as the owner, along with kind of Jarl,
Um,
with having
you mean
success
like
with the team?
you mean like
Like,
outside the organization or?
um, kind of in and out. Like, what else did you try to do to help the team out?
Well,
I, I might be our question.
at certain points when the COD team was like down and stuff like that, I would step in as a substitute because I used to play COD. I used to play COD a lot, and I was on a couple teams before I joined, or before I made Siege 2, I should say. Um, and I was really good. So 2 years later, I was like, hey, I should go back into this, and decided to hop in the team for a couple of months, to help them out. And then I went to go to a coaching spot for them, and then when I thought they were good with each other and they were going to be okay, I left, and I said, hey, this is up to you guys now. I got my own things to do to worry about in order to make the organization succeed. So I let them be, and then next thing I know, it got out of hand, and now it's destroyed for
That
that
happens
part.
to a little. That happens to a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
almost like I
orcs.
need to
Just
be
kind of.
there in order for them to act right.
I think kind of one thing you need to have as a team is kind of like a manager slash coach position. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's
just
part of the
for like
why
every
reason
team.
why we're rebranding. Sorry to cut you off, but we're trying to get a team
That's
manager
right.
for the COD team, which is going to be someone named Z2 Vaccine. He used to be a recruiter for us, but he's now going to a team manager. We're also getting a new coach that we found, and
It was.
hopefully they can
I
provide
think.
it.
Oh wait, no, you can continue. Sorry.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
No, that will continue. No, that's okay. Sorry, I had 10 notes. I think he recruited some dude from Sage to team, which was
Yes,
had a
position G
PS4
backward.
team with Spoof,
Yes.
Spoof and company.
So, backward was our coach. I don't know if you know who Juju is at all.
Yeah, I actually talked to him a couple days ago because he wanted to offer me
Okay,
analyst job, but I declined it.
awesome.
Like analyst and coach job.
Gotcha. So Juju used to be my creative director for the team. Um, so this is a week. So put this in perspective. 4 days before Jarl's death, me and him and some other guys went on a trip for a week. And while we were gone, we went to an event where we couldn't have our phones out because there was no service. So we were gone for a week, and Juju was in charge, along with my other co-founder, Loyal. So when I was gone and I came back, I noticed that my COD team, my team of 5, was taken, and my Rainbow Six Siege team of 5, plus the coach on the COD and Rainbow Six Siege team were both taken. And I was wondering what the hell happened, you know? And later I found out that Juju left, made his own organization, and basically took my players for profit. And now me and him have bad blood, unfortunately, because of that.
Oh, that's what happened because I think he told me specific. I think from what I remember, he told me specific. Lee, because he took the players because of what was the rebranding,
Yeah, right.
and he didn't know that was. Well, I don't know what to say, but he didn't know. Now we know the full story of why. I think kind of look kind of shady. I think, to be honest, I don't. I don't want to hurt Juju's feelings, but he kind of, when I talked to him about getting the analyst position, he kind of looked a little bit shady because he was not really acting mature when I said, to be honest, when he started Acure, I just didn't believe he was going to spend the money to kind of help the players, and that's kind of really what I care about, caring about the
Yeah,
players, make sure there's success with them. And that didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't find his philosophy. I don't think he was going to be kind of a businessman towards finding sponsors,
yeah,
signing them up for
and
leagues and all that, so that was concerning.
eventually what happened was, um, if you didn't know, their Rainbow Six Siege roster joined them. It's been 2 weeks now, and they haven't been put into an event or anything like that, or anything paid for. So they came back to me and like, hey, can we join back? We thought this was going to be a good opportunity, but it ended up not, and they are now forming a roster on my team again. So because he can't
Yeah,
fund anything.
hopefully kind of. Yeah, that's the problem. I think one thing is they can't. A lot of times teams want to start up and they just want to be their own sole operation, and a lot of times that doesn't really work. You need to
Right,
have multiple,
right.
like just trying to find multiple people that are dedicated to the cause. Um,
That's the thing. You got to
I
find
think
devoted
owner
people.
is not gonna allot a lot of things. They're gonna probably decline a lot of things. But it's just kind of find that compromise, and that's maybe sometimes it happens. And without funding, that's been the basically I think maybe not having the results causes concerns for teams to not really fund their players or just not having overall. I
Right.
think for a big example is Midnight eSports.
Yep. Okay, I know them.
This might be a controversial topic, but especially with having that top tier roster back in the PLQ,
Right.
they did not. They
And
have shady
they
contracts. I
separated.
don't think they were getting paid that much.
No, they weren't.
They released the whole roster, and
No.
I think one player I really feel bad
Midnight
for
was doing really
in
good in CWL as well.
yeah, and they almost made. The shocking part is they almost made playoffs after that 5
Yeah.
and 2 start. Of the first 2 weeks, they unfortunately got fifth place because my UK boys at Reciprocity made it. So, but again, what happens if that situation didn't happen? You were funded in the back. You should. They could have sold the organization if you feel like you didn't have enough funding. That was the problem with the owner. He did not. He just thinks, oh, I'll get the funding later. No, you need to have funding
No, you
immediately,
needed. Yeah.
especially if that team actually made the pro league. That was a problem.
Yeah. Especially when, so for instance, for me, I always keep, no matter what, I always keep $200 on my PayPal, no matter what, just so I have a backup plan, or if I need it for any reason. So that's always like my safe bank, for instance. But you got to realize that if you want to go pro, you have to provide salaries, which can be upwards of like $300 per month. They'll start small, but they'll get really expensive. Um,
Well, they get bigger because of more
yeah,
like
the more events
just
that you
kind of
put
how
into. You gotta fund for events, and that means if you fund for a LAN event, you have to pay for the flight tickets, you have to pay for the living expenses, you have to pay for the entry pass, you have to pay for almost everything that they have, because they're the ones that are playing, and you're the organization. So it's almost like it's really similar. I say this all the time. Esports is very similar to professional athletes, because that's what we are, professionally athletes. And the thing is, you have to treat it like that as well.
Yeah, I think kind of still people don't think it's like professional. Like
Yeah, and a
athletes,
lot of
they don't
people
consider them
underestimate
athletes.
esports and think it's rotting your brain and stuff like
That's
that.
why
Well,
you don't
whatever
see
the
a
media
lot of.
says. But in the inside, it's a
Oh,
$2 billion industry, and it's doing very well.
it's not gonna be like the NBA where you have actually leagues that will actually fully pay you out being scammed a lot of times without
Right.
faulty contracts because they have lawyers beside it. That's the problem with esports at the moment. They don't. There's not a. Just not a lot of money. It's not like you're backed up by the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Lakers, who have a lot of money and can
You
actually pay you.
have to start from the
It's
bottom.
just yeah, it's just problem is unless with the franchising, yeah, now you're gonna get paid a lot without having to, having the midnight or denial
Right.
situation happen. Um, but I think that was kind of why, and I don't know. It's just a lot of times
Yeah.
it's just you have to
And to get to
win.
the position where most organizations are, like Optic and other organizations, you have to start small, and you have to start from the beginning. You have to start rock bottom and build your way up. You have to put almost all your
You gotta
dedication,
win.
devotion in order to succeed. You know, Hector, the founder of Optic, he dropped out of high school just so he can make Optic Gaming his career, and eventually it decided to be his career, and he pursued it, and
Well,
now it's a success. But
well,
that, once again, that's a 1 in
not
100.
now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's really hard
Wait, what'd you
to
say
get
again?
out there in the esports community. Especially,
Yeah, it's just kind of
yeah, especially when there's people going around scamming for organizations, not paying their players, not funding events, etc. You know, they just want the money. But in reality, we're just all here for the community, and there's people just like you and me who have a passion for the exact same thing as why we're here in the first place. Not for the money, but because of the community.
well, that's a lot of times because sometimes these esports players want to play for the money, and
Right.
you know, they have to do good, and
Well, some
some
people do
people
because
abuse that power.
whether they want to fund their family, even too. But just imagine having gaming as your career, you know?
You don't have to go to college for that.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying as well. It's like you don't have to have an education to do esports. And at the same time, what a lot of jobs do not provide in the world today is a job that you actually enjoy. Instead of going to the desk, working there 24 hours, you actually do something in your job that you enjoy and have fun with,
I
you
know it
know?
can be really stressful on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, I think one thing that teams need to kind of invest in is mental coaches. I think
Right,
there's a
right.
lot of organizations, Liquid, Stralis, I think does it. A lot of teams, Immortals. Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't want to talk about that org right
Yeah.
now because of what's happening with it. But
Um, but yeah, mental coaches, physiologists, and etc. They're always good. But the thing is, for us, we unfortunately can't get one because we're not at a point where we A,
yeah,
can't provide one, and we don't technically need one for
yeah,
right
you
now
don't
because
have.
we are rebranding.
Yeah,
So we don't really have rosters in set.
yeah. I think it was. I don't know. It's just. It will be kind of really important to kind of investing. I think. Also, I think
You need to invest in
think
a house.
teams need to. I think if you're gonna start a small esports org too, I think you need to have someone who has experience in business. This might be really hard if you're just like a random person who just talks
That
to.
has no
Like
idea,
I
like
don't know, just
didn't
find
grow up
some
on
dude in
gaming and
college
stuff like
or.
that.
I think the best thing to do is like if you're gonna find some like small time investor. He doesn't. He has enough. He has the same passion. He's not gonna have a lot. Find some investor who believes in the cause. I think you're not gonna get those big time investors, but you get some dude who has money to invest in your team, and then you just start from there. You build
Right.
from that. You have some guy who has a business, entrepreneurship, CEO like pedigree. I think if you're like a person with who has a branding behind. I don't know what to say it here, but has like a
Yeah,
name.
I get what you're
Stream
saying.
a
Yeah.
lot, and you compromise with a person whose business. You guys combine. You guys can work it out because they know you have success in something in gaming, and then you know if you know they if they believe that you succeeded just from gaming, you didn't have a college education, you don't have a degree, you don't have like a 4.0 GPA, you can just
You can
start
still
with
do it.
you just yeah.
You don't need any of
But
the
again,
college
that's gonna be
requirements.
hard to get a investor that small.
Right.
One thing I kind of want to talk about is kind of how much hate have you got? Um, I think just from, just tell me a couple situations where, players were upset because they felt like they wanted more or they weren't, I think
Okay.
sometimes as
Right.
owners you
So,
might have some situations where you made a mistake.
right. Which always happens, we're only human. Everyone makes mistakes. Um, Almost every organization out there is hated or liked. You will have haters, you will have people who like it. The more haters you have, though, the more people that are actually interested in your organization. Because the haters, they
Well,
only
nah, some cases.
Well, the thing is, all the haters that we have, or the ones that used to exist, I should say, because it's gotten a lot better than what we were used to be at. I'll start, for instance, when it started, in early 2019.
16. Oh,
Um,
never mind.
in early 2019, no, we were rocking in 2017 and 18. In early 2019, we had a Rainbow Six Siege roster. Um, Consisted of six individuals that came out of the blue. Waker, Devin, Kel, Sorrow, and um, and Patio. And the thing was, later on, we found out that the team was not cooperating and whatnot. And eventually, that we know, we entered into a league named the Infamous League. You may or may not be familiar with it, but it's a Rainbow
Yeah, I
Six
heard of him.
Siege. It's a Rainbow Six Siege
Xbox Live.
league hosted by Infamous. Yeah, I mean, it's for Xbox. We entered into that, and all of a sudden, our players started acting toxic. Well, Siege is a toxic community, but they were acting extremely unprofessional to all their teams. So, within the first week, we were really hated, and when we started winning games, everyone started hating on us more. And then when we finally lost the game in playoffs, everyone said, "Hey, oh boo, y'all suck, etc. Drop your roster, and so on." And then ever since then, we try to enter the communities again. We try to enter in Famous League Season 2. And the community outvoted us to not participate in the league, which was really shocking to us. So right now, we're not as liked in the Rainbow Six Siege community because of how our older roster has acted. And it was just really
Yeah, I think
unprofessional in what
problem
they've done.
was it the league or your players
It
that
was
kind
the
of caused this
players.
problem?
Yeah, it was the players.
Yeah,
So
I think
they would go in and they would act really toxic and go to other teams, And one of our most things is respect and sportsmanship. And some teams would not even say, some of our players wouldn't even say GG, and which is a big no-no. So, all of a sudden we got this hate, because of them, and then we sounded like a bad organization. So, of course, I try to fix that. Um, I said, hey, you guys need to fix this, or we're gonna get rid of your guys' roster and find a new team. So they all eventually left and made their organization, which has happened multiple times already. I've gone through maybe 40 rosters in total with different teams, and there's been points, in the organization where I said, hey, maybe it's time to quit, get rid of this and pursue something else. But uh, eventually, I always find something to get it back up and running. But
so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna explain. Just kind of happened like 2 weeks ago.
okay,
I was the kind of manager for Team Nig. I used to actually, yeah, never mind. That's not just I used to imagine I used to give another COD team opportunity to join, but they never worked out. Well, actually, because they were not scrims and all that. They were not here when I
Right,
wanted to
right.
give an
I get what you're
opportunity
saying.
to join the VM tournament. But I talked to Team Nig. I basically messed. They were orgless, so I said, okay, I'll find you an org that will pay for your leagues. That was gonna be the case. And then I talked to and then I found an org that just started up and said, now I kind of, I said, okay, they're gonna have a COD team. I think the hard thing is finding teams, or still invest in COD teams. So that's kind of, they're in need of
Right.
Xbox COD teams. So, but they're gonna be all small.
Which
They're not
most
gonna be,
teams don't invest because it's the downfall. The
well, it's only small orgs, so well,
well, that
it was trying to find a small org, but again, it was hard to find small orgs on Twitter because it's only place you can probably find it. I don't think I want to try Reddit, because I don't think you can
right.
get anyone on Reddit, or Instagram. So I had all these list organizations down, and I just said, okay, which teams recruit Xbox players? So I found Muzzle Gaming,
Okay.
as a
Familiar with
team that
them.
was in the Luxford. So I talked to the owner. I managed to get the com manager position. He just told me, hey, I wanna be a com manager for the team. Since you're starting up, kind of want to contribute as much to kind of grow the brand, and
Right.
that was the case. And then he said, okay, you're in. Find me a COD team.
Just like that.
Um, I told him that, I was talking to Croc, who was the leader. He knows Captain Team Nick. And
Right.
I was talking to him and said, okay, this works. And I want to, here, I got an org for you. Join Muzzle. You want to join Muzzle, I'll get you to join Muzzle. Otherwise, I'll leave the COD manager position just for hell of it. Because I want to, because I didn't feel like they were, he promised me, okay, so this is what the owner, Muzzle Legacy, fuck him. This is what he
Wow.
promised me. He never, oh, I hate him so much. Yeah, he had a bad attitude. He never really, so, what happened is, he said, okay, I have the COD team. You want to contact him? I give him the contact. But the problem is, I had with him. That dude really thrown at me. I just noticed there was a little bit of issue once I fully recognized the story, because he always said, oh, they're interested in the VM Tournament League as long as he can pay for the league. He said,
Wow.
nope, we're low on investments right now. We have no funding. It's fine because they were already entered into the VM Tournament League and all that.
Right.
Um, so I said, okay, I don't really care. As long as you can pay for future leagues. That was the case. And then, I said, okay, I'll pick up the COD team. They're interested? Are you interested, team? Yes. Okay, so we picked them up. We had them all chat. They retweeted every time we won. Every time I used to update the Team Nigs matches. And
Nice.
then we had, we won. They were excited. They supported the COD team. And then one instance, so this is kind of, I tweeted this back a couple weeks ago. I created like a tweet longer. Man, you can type a lot on that crap. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
why
know
they
what that
don't
is.
have that. I don't know why I can't use, why it's 40 characters, but they were interested in the Savage OLT League, which actually, Team Nig is in. I think they just started the
Yeah,
Savage
they do.
OLT League. Yeah. I think Akaire's in the league too, so. So that was, they were Croc mentioned, okay, we're told, we have a COD team chat. I'm not in it anymore. Well, in their team chat. Well, I don't know what happened, but whatever. Um, but
Basically
actually,
ditched
no,
them.
just the team of 5 right into the Team Knicks or something. I thought they were gonna keep me in, but never mind. But they were interested in the league. It was um Savage, they were interested in the league, and
Savage
Croc
of
said,
OT.
okay, yeah, and they said, okay, can you pay for the entry fee? And then he promised, no, wait, you have to take, are you sure? Are you sure? The problem with the owner is he never had trust in the league. I don't think he had trust in us. He didn't have,
Right.
this
But
to
you gotta find
pay him back.
an organization that's willing to, fund your team.
I think, this guy, okay, first thing is, this, um, he was asking for reimbursement, which he never mentioned to me when he said, okay, if they want to pursue any leagues, go contact me. Okay, first thing is you don't. He never mentioned to me you had reimbursements, and then I just said,
Right.
this is a $20. This Savage LT League. This is $20. You can make that back real quick. This is. I would never care
Yeah, it's
about
not that big of
having to
an
return a
entry fee.
vest. Yeah, I wouldn't really care if there was a return. Let the players get paid whatever they had to get them out. Maybe it's
Mhm.
100. They would have won 100. Maybe the winning is $500. First thing, you don't have a reimbursement if they never won. At
Right.
that point, if you first thing, that was never the case. The second thing is the league just started. The rein It was
Yeah,
not
it's
a big. It
fairly
was
new.
it was a $700 prize pool with a $20 entry fee. There is no way you should have a reimbursement. If you do not have $20 to fund the league, that is the concern.
Yeah.
You don't have funding immediately, and that was the first mistake you have to do.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen.
I would understand why they would want to have a COD team, but they didn't have funding for it. Because 9 times out of 10, teams won't join an organization that won't fund. You know. Sure, you
Yeah,
mean
he
when
just told me, oh, I'll fund for
they
the
want to go to
leagues,
lands and stuff?
as long as it's good enough. He never mentioned. He should have had $20 in them, and I said, oh, it's a $20 league. I thought, funding, okay, maybe he's
Maybe he's poor
using
or
it for
something.
other stuff. He never really used it for anything. The only thing he paid for was a shitty ass graphic design logo and banner. That probably cost $20. There's your waste of $20.
You can get them for
Because you want
free
to
as
make
well too
a dumbass banner.
if you know designers.
Wait, what?
I was saying you can get them for free as well if you know designers that are willing to design for your team
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like
gonna be the
that.
hard part. I just noticed that. Oh my god, logos are expensive. $80.
Yeah.
Which I was shocked by.
Yeah, they're quite expensive.
But it was like, okay. And then he just had a picky ass attitude with us.
Right.
He said, "Oh, you gotta pay. You gotta pay us reimbursements." He never told me a percentage. If there was gonna be reimbursements, he never told me a percentage. He said, "Oh, there's gonna be reimbursements. There's gonna be reimbursements." Yeah, we understand that. I wish I saved the chat. I think probably after this game I'll go just read it out, but that's the concern. If you do not have funding, well, this is probably the night time we explain this chat, but you don't have funding, you don't have funding. You don't start. And also just kind of the business mistake. He said, "Oh, sorry, we can't fund at the moment. We are currently low on money." Like he could have just said that. No, he just said, you think we're gonna spoil you fools?" Or something like that along that line. He said something like that.
Doesn't make any
First
sense
thing,
because you're supposed to
that's
fund.
not what you say. Yeah, that's no trust. That's a dickhead owner.
Yeah.
So it's fortunate situations. The team got dropped.
Which I can see
They were
happening.
the team Nick never had. Didn't want to be a part of any other team.
So what are
I
they
said,
doing
okay,
now?
still orgless. Still orgless, kind of.
Gotcha.
They did get 5th and 6th for the S7 Events League. They
Okay,
unfortunately
yeah.
lost 2.
That's 7
They
events.
lost. They were in a win. Yeah, they lost 3-2. In the winners, I think quarterfinals, and then they just lost again in the losers. So they lost again 3-2. It was they just did not have good search
mayhem.
performances, to be honest. And but again, it's just kind of what's. So one thing I want to talk about is what you guys are rebranding. You're going from ZH Trophy Clan
Yes.
to Uprising, which is it
Yep.
gonna change back? Or so you guys gonna it's just Uprising just to say, oh, we're gonna make this better, or is it the full name now?
No, yeah, so we're probably going to stick with Uprising. We've been wanting to change the whole entire clan part for a little bit now, but we didn't know what to change it for. Um, you know, we want to be different. Most organizations are not called, like, Uprising, But the clan's, like, the most common, name to have and whatnot. But we decided to do Uprising because, first of all, we were getting determined that we were a clan, and we wanted to make it a fact that we were not a clan and an organization. We aren't like a group of friends. We're actually a dedicated team willing to go pro, you know? Um, but that's part of the reason. But we got a lot of more things coming soon, which I can't announce yet, for the organization.
Oh, I was about to ask you that. What else are you guys kind of
We got
what is
some
give me
stuff going on. We got some partnerships going on. We got a film coming out soon, actually, it's dedicated to the guy Rivas, the guy I was talking about earlier, who passed away. We're gonna make a film about it, almost like a short movie film, kind of documentary almost, um, which will be soon. We got some new partnerships coming up, so new organizations that we're gonna be working with,
yeah.
and we have Z-Stream 2 events launching soon, um, and some other things that I can't announce, but yeah,
You guys
we're just trying to make it right this time.
actually one thing I want to ask is everybody I know it's a very small team has the same sponsorship, which is Rogue Energy.
Right?
Tell me about
Great
that.
sponsor.
I don't know if I can really I hopefully they don't see this the organization energy the Rogue Energy does not see this video. Next thing they gonna have private information on there, but I don't think
Right.
they will see it. So
So we have a platinum tier with Rogue Energy, meaning that automatically every single month they'll send us $32 because we are promoting their drink. We also get about 2 to 6 sales per month, which means $2 per sale, depending on the purchase. So at the end of every month, we get paid the amount of money um, sent by Rogue Energy. For example, you can look at the image I just sent you. For instance, at the end of July 1st, I got paid $64 from Rogue Energy because our sales was incredible. We had 9 people use our code that month, including the
you say the
$32.
code out loud.
Oh yeah, Siege from
Say the
2.
code. Yep.
um, which gives you 15% off. Usual teams, it's 5% off. For bronze tier, then gold tier, it's 10% off, and then platinum, it's 15% off. Opsy, 10% off code, and Galvanize Group, we have 10% code. But we're gonna have some new partnerships soon, which we're excited to announce. So we'll have to wait for that. But Rogue Energy is great. You know, it's a good drink. I like it better than G Fuel because it doesn't have that powdery effect at the end. So it's really good.
I think one thing teams should invest in. This might seem odd, but any brand. This is random because I wouldn't say energy because I don't take any energy drinks. I never drank Red Bull. I never had coffee.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 18 years old. I never had coffee. Everybody's talking about, oh, go to Starbucks. No, I never had coffee. I don't know. I just like if my energy is pop, and sometimes pop just makes me sleepy, even with caffeine. But no.
I just drink it so I can stay up or do certain work, or sometimes I drink it for the.
Yeah.
I used to drink it right
But
before
I
I go
think
into like LAN events or tournaments when I used to play.
Mm.
But now I just use it to stay up all night and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. But one thing they should really invest, I think, I think pre-workout. This might seem odd because you think about pre-workout, yeah, you think
Well, you
about
know,
oh,
Rogue
going to
Energy
the
is a
gym.
pre-workout too, right? It's pre-workout as
Yeah,
well. If you
yeah,
know.
but they should have like I'll probably get that's probably yes, energy drinks, pre-workout are basically the same. But I think they should invest in companies that have a you know, I think Ghost Lifestyle,
Mhm.
Salicor, BPI, they should invest in companies that have way you know, protein benefits. You know,
Right.
you basically get um and they have those pre-workout brands. They should not focus. I think companies should not really focus on like you know orgs. Yeah, I think those big orgs they need to not. I'm gonna be honest here. They need to not really worry. They should worry about progress. Um,
Right.
companies that
Which
do
I get
health
what you're
benefits too,
saying
like Way and BCAAs.
because within most orgs or small orgs that want sponsorships and stuff, most of them have requirements for follower pages. So for us, we can get our sponsors with Rogue Energy and Goliath because we have 1,000 followers or more to get platinum tiers. That's why we have platinum with them. Um, But for big sponsors like Steel Series, Stuff Gaming, Control Freak, you have to have 10,000 followers or more on any social media page, which, I mean, we're at 2.5K now, or 2.4K
Alright,
on
it'll take a
Twitter.
while.
So we're slowly building it up, but we're eventually gonna get there. Is confident in it.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time, especially with being small. Um, kind of, it's whatever. I told I really want like just a big protein, like a gym work, gym kind of, focus on like a GNC company like that sells a GNC to make brand. Like Cellucor, they have pre-workouts, BCAAs, they have whey protein. Whey protein benefits your health. G Fuel, yeah, it does give you energy, but does it do anything else besides give you energy? People can buy, there's a lot of gamers who do workout. I think people do consider
Which is
gamers
good too,
saying, oh,
because the community all thinks that, I mean, the media thinks we're a beast, but really most of us, we actually, including myself, on
there's a
certain
lot of
days,
skinny
I'll go to
gamers
the
too.
gym in the morning, with some energy, get a workout going, because most of the day, I'll be honest, like probably 18 hours of the day, or I should say like 12 hours of the day, 16 hours of the day, I'm inside, I'm not outside unless I'm going to an event or going outside or going to school, you know. So I do spend a lot of time inside, and it's always good to go get that workout knowing that you're getting that energy and workout in. Most
Yeah,
gamers
you're
need to
kind of
do.
right in there. Yeah, but again, I think if you have a big like one of those like products that help with health, I think it's a big benefit too. You can have G Fuel in there if you need energy, but there's you also kind of want somewhere gamers have been working out. You want to have the opportunity. You can stick
But
with the energy. G Fuel, Rogue energy and all that with that. But I think some people want all the benefits. Maybe gaining gaining muscle so you don't get fatigued
right,
overall. Teams, that's a big thing. But again, being a small org, you're not gonna have those opportunities to get
right.
um
And that's one of the things we
G Fuel that
focus
early.
on almost every day is try to improve the organization and get it out there, notice. So we're always looking out for opportunities. If you get an opportunity sent to you, whether it's another organization wanting to affiliate with you or someone wanted to partner with you, and if you're a small org, accept it. But 9 times out of 10, for me, I don't care what the brand is. But if it's going to
Unless
improve
you
and
dash studs.
financially, if it's going to financially benefit the org, then I'm fine with it. If it's a brand that I like, then it's a win-win for both of us because it doesn't cost anything unless you're doing like a promotion. So,
Mm.
but yeah,
So
I can totally agree with you with that.
this is talking about funding again for the night time because I don't know why I had like a full plan of trying to not talk about a lot of funding, but what do you like? Just give me a random estimate.
Of
How
what?
much? How much or again? Just don't give me an accurate amount because I might again there might be trouble with you and me. Estimate amount of how much some of your managers and players have been getting paid
Getting
per week or per month.
okay. So how our salaries work right now is so I'll start with Jarl's or what Jacob Whitney used to have. Um, First salary, his salary was low. He was getting $62 a month plus bonuses. So that means if I saw him working super hard that week, I would give him maybe like $10 extra, for example. Um, we used to have a CSGO team. They were really good. I went to a LAN event with them in Tampa a while ago, placed top 14. They were a really good team, and eventually on our side, this was like 2017, but we decided to drop them ourselves because we couldn't fund anymore because of how much money was costing us for flights and everything. We could fund maybe one event, but they wanted to do multiple in a month. But we were saying, hey, we're doing land every like 8 months probably because it cost a lot of money to do that. Um, but the CS:GO players used to get paid $102 per month plus bonuses. That's the most we've ever spent on salary so far. Most salaries right now for professional organizations is $3,000, $4,000. But for the
That's
Xbox
small. It's
community,
just barely.
yeah. But for the Xbox community and a small org like us, and you're getting salaries, I would say it's a benefit for the players. You know, because most teams like us, you won't get paid for playing on Xbox or being in this small of an org. You know. And on estimate, I used to be paying, which is less now because obviously they don't have rosters, but I used to be paying like sorry, I used to be paying like 800 every 2 months probably, $800 in total. And most of the money that we get comes from sponsors, tournament earnings, and partnerships and stuff like that, and brand deals.
Did you have any return on investments, like the situation I had with Muzzle?
Um,
Like a
Not for the most
like
part.
this is gonna help every business. This is basically helping every business owner who wants to pursue esports. Just kind of how to set like to get return or how you should set up salaries small.
Oh,
We continue.
um, so you're asking how to set up a
If there was a
salary
return
or?
on investment, no.
Um,
If there, did you have any return on investments?
um,
If they won,
no.
yeah,
We
I wouldn't think so.
No, not really. Uh, it's never. We would usually just take 11% of the tournament earnings, so which is pretty common. It's usually actually 16%. We do a little bit lower, so the players get a little bit more money. Because we already get money ourselves, but it's an additional, and it's great to have more. It's always great to have money in general. It's a good thing, but it doesn't. It's not gonna make your life better. The only thing that's gonna make your life better is being happy. So, um, but getting that extra money on the side was great, because then we can fund more opportunities. They can have more games going on per week, and etc. So,
That
but
makes
no, we
sense.
haven't had any refunds.
Um, think one I really don't. I think one thing that some gaming they there is a lot of content creation. I think the thing that a lot of teams focus on is content creation,
Right, and that's what
but the
we do. We
problem
do
is they
not
don't have a
have any
big YouTube.
content creators. For the main part, because we are not an entertainment organization, we're strictly for esports. We're strictly for players and players only. We don't make content. Not yet, I should say, but not us now, because we don't know what could come in
Yeah,
the
I
future.
think people. I don't. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think people. This is my honest opinion. I don't think
Hmm.
they should get. I don't think content creators should get paid. They should just ask as a opportunity to get mentioned. Um,
That's why
if
they're there.
this
They
is
shouldn't be getting
this,
paid in the first place. They already get paid from Twitch
I don't like
and
that
them
idea.
streaming.
I think the I think I think I act content creation as a first thing. You get paid through choice sponsorships, but you don't.
Ad revenues, main part.
Yeah, I think it should just ask like a sponsorship thing. If you do have, maybe it does help. Um, maybe you have a lot of success with it, but there should not be a they should not be getting paid
No, and I totally agree. There shouldn't be a
about the
salary for
same
content
amount as an
creators.
esports player.
Yeah,
You
it's
should get
crazy.
paid. Oh my god, I got turned on. Um, but I don't think they should get paid about. I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm just gonna give this an example. I don't. This is probably different for every
Most content
difference,
creators
but
get paid 2,500 a month, which is crazy to see that they already get money from ad revenue, and they get money from all their Twitch subs and everything else that they already do. Most
well,
content
not
creators
even
also have a
essential.
second job as well, so they're already making enough money. And so in reality, if your organization is having salaries on content creators, you're losing money in reality because you're just giving out
Because
money at that
especially
point.
when you have an esports team.
Yeah.
I think the only I think in some cases the only time you should pay content creators is only if you have a content creator team. If your team is based
Yeah,
on
if it's
content
if
creation,
it's if it's based on an entertainment, then go
That's the
ahead,
only
you
time
know.
you should get paid. There is no way you should have esports contracts and content creators get paid, and this like the
Right.
same organization. They should not be getting paid like maybe 500. You know, just I don't know if I was gonna give an example, but
Quite a bit of money is what
just
we can
say
say.
esports player gets paid $5,000 per month. They should not be getting paid for, especially the
They
esports
shouldn't
player is the one
be
competing.
getting paid nothing.
Well,
They
it's
shouldn't be
not
getting
the
any
case.
talents.
Like I think there should be separation between esports and because first thing you have to worry about. I think content creators works if you grow your brand at the start, but well, it doesn't even work if you grow your brand unless you're a
Unless you're
team that
already a
has a
big
lot of money.
org,
That's the only.
then it's not gonna
Yeah.
work out.
Well,
9 times out of 10, it won't.
I think I told just make a separation between content creators where content creators teams they actually get paid, and then if they mix with esports, they should not get paid. They should only get the benefit of being sponsored. I think that's what I want. Otherwise, but again, esports people do content create, but they also get paid to compete. And esports create, a lot of esports
And if you
players
add
don't
tournament earnings on
also
that too.
stream. Yeah, so they that, and they don't even like. A lot of times when you go into tournaments, they don't win a lot.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
well,
really hard to find a team that's gonna, be all the best teams in the
plus
world,
prize pools are somewhat medium low. If you're like for CWL,
There
for
are some
example,
prize
you only
pools
get
that are
paid.
extremely high, but it's hard to get into those events and qualify for them.
Yeah, thanks. Also, I think a sample CWL Anaheim that only the top 8 teams got paid.
Yeah.
And for the open tournament, they got top 16. And that was that worked. That's the thing. That's why they should have separation. And then they have, some of these teams have big in content creation and all that. They just take a lot of them. I just need a separation. I don't
Right.
know. I think every common viewer is like, no, no, no. I think everybody who's gonna watch this later said, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. I think they should, you should pay your content creators as on esports teams since it makes it a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But it's not doesn't work when it's small. Doesn't work when it's small because it's not hard. They're not putting dedication to go to tournaments and all that. They only go to, that's separation. Like I think it's a I think Soar Gaming, a Bay
It's a big
Alliance.
organization. They're in entertainment.
Well, but they're content creation.
Yeah.
They're like probably 90% content creation. That's fine.
And
But
it's the same thing with Evade,
if you're
or what used to
small,
be known as, what's it called? You know Evade, right? Why am I forgetting the last name they had for their organization? It was something with a C. Anyways, Evade, is also really popular, and they have a team for Fortnite. But besides that, I'm being honest, they're not too good. So they focus on content creation in general. And they also pay their players, which, I mean, hey, if you want to lose money, heck, go ahead. But I totally get what you're saying
well, it
though, about
matters
the
on how
content creation.
many competitive players they have in the team. If they got maybe like maybe less than 4 or 5, that's fine. If they they have more content creators, but if they have like 17 esports players and like 12 content creators, that doesn't add up. Just
Right,
that
it should be
doesn't
more even. It should
that
be
should
like
be a
20
separation.
esports players and then 2.
2 content creators? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But
Yeah,
that's my
because
opinion.
come on, if you have success in the esports department, I think maybe if you're, maybe a lot of Fortnite players today, they do compete in tournaments. They are esports players that, Ninja for example. I
He used
wouldn't.
he used to
This
be a
is a
content creator for
mix.
Luminosity, so
Well, he was a content creator for Luminosity, and then he does compete in tournaments. I'll give him the exception on that because he did try to qualify. So Well, he's not in a team anymore. Okay, let's. I don't know what
Yeah,
what's a good
he's
example. I
doesn't
I
have
wouldn't
anyone
I
right now.
wouldn't go Tfue. Because Tfue got paid. Oh, it's so hard to kind of think of one.
I don't watch
I'll
much
go
Fortnite creators, so
scissors. I think I'll go for scissors for example. This a lot of people. Oh, Death Run. But he should not be on a team where there is esports players on there.
right.
On FaZe. He should be on a separate team because he does not compete at tournaments. And
FaZe
that just wastes the
Clan should
money
make
that
another
that could
separate
save.
organization strictly for um, content creating. That's what they should do.
That was a red reserve. I think it was back in 2013,
Well, I know
2014.
they
That
did
was the
that too,
reason why they.
but they need to make one strictly for content creating made by FaZe Clan. 'Cause I know Red Reverse already has one, so.
No, they're shut down now. They're unfortunately shut down.
Well, used
Uh,
to.
yeah, I think that would have been a perfect situation a couple, like maybe recently if Red Reserve still existed. You know, act as concrete team that FaZe acts as like the esports brand, or switch it around. Um.
Right.
Ah, wait, are you in the lobby? Oh.
Yeah, I have enough.
Let me see. Yeah, that's just that's kind of really the problem we have here. I think another. This is kind of the last topic I want to kind of talk about. This is
Can you
kind
invite
of
me
not
again?
really focusing.
Or just
Oh yeah,
just,
sure.
just stay in the lobby, actually. We don't need to start a game.
Um,
Focus more on the question.
I think the last thing I kind of want to talk about before we end
Okay.
here. So it's 61 minutes now. Um, kind of what do you think about the Tfue situation? This is an old
The whole
topic, I
contract?
know. Yeah, what, actually, let's talk about two situations. What do you, now let's just, this is gonna do probably end of everything. We're gonna, every kind of chat, we're gonna do a topic where it doesn't focus, actually we're not gonna focus on Tfue, because that focuses on building a small org, that's organization stuff, but we're gonna do kind of a random topic.
Okay.
What,
So
we're
all
gonna
you.
talk about Call of Duty, just for example.
Okay.
What do you think should be featured next year as their competitive game mode?
For Modern Warfare?
This, yeah, as a competitive game mode. Because we have hardpoint, search, and
Um,
destroy, and control. From you can
so
go previous games. We keep hardpoint and search in there. I know I probably want search out anyways. I hate that game mode. Too slow for me.
okay, so in my opinion, what they should do is first Modern Warfare, Infinity Warfare, first things they need to do is make it a 4v4. That's the first thing. A lot of people do not like the 5v5 and 66 that's going on. Because you can just run a
Actually, I
gun.
kind of like
It's
the
not team played.
5v5.
Um,
I kind of actually like the 5v5 because it feels more hectic.
but for the
But
second
yeah,
thing
probably
is
do get the
that
4v4.
second thing is that they should go like the old days when I used to play COD. The old search and destroy, hard point, and then capture the flag. I don't know why they took
What
out
was the
capture the
old search and
flag.
destroy?
Well, I like search and destroy,
What?
but
Wait,
instead
what
of
was the
having
old search and
control,
destroy before the new one?
instead
Actually,
of
I'm
having
curious
control
about
like they
that.
do now in BO4, I wish they can go back to capture the flag because it used to be in the pool. I don't know why they took it out. It's a team played game, and control is also a team played game, but I prefer capture the flag just because that's what I grew up on. Because control's all new. They also had uplink and BO3 instead of capture the flag. Still don't know why. Last time they had it in the pool was for World War II. Modern Warfare, I hope they have capture the flag in their pool. Um, Hopefully they have league play like they do in BF4. This was a great addition that they had that Treyarch made. Um, and yeah, that's the only thing I can say. Everything else is fine. Make sure the guns are the same as the Modern Warfare's, and I'll be happy.
Actually,
'Cause I've already
there's
pre-ordered
gonna.
that
I
stuff.
just saw this on Twitter, like between where we were waiting for lobbies while you were talking.
Hmm.
They're gonna have a 2v. There's gonna be multiplayer gameplay tomorrow. It's not the full release. I don't know if it's gonna
Oh
be full
yeah,
release or
it's a
not.
teaser trailer. I know.
It's supposed to be 2v2. It's supposed to be a
Mm-hmm.
2v2 game mode. Interested by that.
Kind of like a showdown.
They're trying to go. They're trying to go like. No, that's Rainbow Six Showdown. Don't remember about that.
Yeah,
They're
it's
trying
free
to do
free.
like an MW3 variant, or like back in like the old days where they had like a 3v3 game mode, 2v2 and
Mm-hmm.
1v1.
Yeah.
That was. I wish that would. I don't know. I don't like it. To be honest, I hate playing solo. Like doing a 1v1. I suck at. I don't know. I just doesn't work. 2v2 could be interesting because well, I think 3v3 works the best because there's a lot of players and it's just you don't feel screwed up when it's a 2v1 pushing you. Maybe it works better with a 2v3. Um,
Right. Oh, that's the other thing they should add. So, did you ever play World War II?
I didn't play it. I think it was the last. I
Really?
I master prestiged in every game. Every That was the only COD I didn't master prestige in besides Ghost, Black Ops 2.
Hmm.
And MW2. Well, I played. That was the. I think AW Master Prestige all the way to 30. Black Ops 3, I was
BF4 is the only
400,
game I haven't master
480, something
prestiged
like
in.
that. IW, I actually played a lot of it. I didn't. And I got 11 Prestige, so that was kind of mastered. World War II, I only got the first Prestige. I stopped playing the game in December.
Wow. But
I watched
so
so much competitive of it, but
so
I
did
never
you
played it since December.
ever so you know when you go to the hub that they had for Sledgehammer games, right? They had like a little hub that you can go around and walk around in, right? Um, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like when you load in.
Yeah. Like that
Um,
pit? You want the pit back? Or whatever that was thing was?
no,
The
so when
1v1
you
pit?
yeah, the one yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I want back. It's the 1v1 pit. That was amazing. Kind of like almost like playing on shipment and playing old school.
Oh, yeah, there really no shit, man. It's just a map that's just, you can drop 200 easy,
Yeah.
and you can't get out your spawn a lot
So
of
that's the
times.
thing though. I really wanted the 1v1 pit. I really enjoyed that Sledgehammer games out of that. So they can add that 4v4 and have capture the flag back on the pole, and then I'd consider and boots on the ground, which should be. Um, then I'll be happy.
Well, Modern Warfare is gonna be boots on the ground anyways. Yep, good joke right there. Um,
Should be
I think one
dolphin
game mode
diving
that
instead
could be
of sliding though.
shocking. Oh no, not don't knock that back. No, actually that's fine. People hated dolphin diving, but actually it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna go with Blitz. This seems like an oddball. From Call of Duty Ghosts. I
Okay.
think this game is really interesting. I think this game mode is, you just have to get into the zone. You have to slide in. You get a
What
score point.
Blitz from
That
Ghost?
Blitz from Ghosts.
Okay.
So basically, how the game mode works is, it's like Capture Flag, except
If I'm being honest, I
there's
never
a
played Blitz
there's
because
a
I only played comp, so I
um.
didn't have that game mode.
So
So I didn't play
this
casual or
game mode
anything like
is
that.
you have two sides. It's like Capture Flag. But the thing is, in Capture Flag, you have to grab the flag and return it. In Blitz, you go to the zone, you get a point for your team. That's how it worked. You slide in this. You didn't allow any enemy player to get into that little circle zone.
So almost like hard point,
On
but like
each side,
if you get in, then it's a point.
no, it's 1 point. It's not like
Well, I'm not saying that it moves,
progress.
but it's kind of like the hard point mechanic where if you go in, and you automatically get a point as soon as you step in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there's no contest. Well, there's no contest for the. So that's how
Yeah,
it
I know
works.
what you're saying though.
It was. I think you can probably watch. You probably watch some gameplay later, and you probably understand. Oh shit, that's really hacked up. I think it's just the mechanic of. You have to really defend it. You have to really defend it, and capture flag that gets too boring because they have the respawn rate. Blitz, I think back in Ghost, they didn't have a respawn timer, so you don't play for the spread, you play for the hard defense of your life. You
No.
try to get in that zone as creative a way as possible. You get slide in, you get shot. In capture flag, you grab the flag, but you're automatically gonna die. You get the flag and get shot automatically by three people. You're gonna die. You touch the zone one bit while you get shot by three people. you're Houdini, you're Jesus, and you made a good play. That game, I think the problem with that one, it doesn't really involve a lot of teamwork because you can bait and switch. You can just like
You just run and gun.
kind of you just kind of throw a couple stuns and you just slide. Throw stuns, smokes, and you just slide in immediately. That's how it works. I think it's really hectic. It's more. I don't know. It's just control. It was. I just controls just a lot of times when I play league play. You just don't have a lot of trust in your teammates. I probably don't have trust in myself,
It
but
is a
again,
good game mode.
I
It
probably
is play styled, but I just prefer the old capture the flag.
yeah because it's just too much worry about lives. I don't really, so just there's just too it's just too much worry about lives, and you're down. You don't have a chance to come back a lot of times when you're down 6v12 with lives. Capture flag, you have a good chance because you can you have probably 30 seconds left. Maybe it's a six. I just say for example 6v12. You gain
Right.
the hardest gridlock control point. You'd have no chance of winning unless you get a 5-minute wipe and everybody's on there alive.
Right.
That's the
It's
problem.
run
It's
and
not in
gun.
that situation. Blitz, you always like. It gets a lot more chill if you win your gunfights and control. Blitz, it's always hectic.
Right.
That's the thing. They should have more. Like they should have a capture flag works. It needs to be more hectic. I think. I don't. I really do. I think the respawn timer, having a certain time to respawn in, that works.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I don't know. I just capture flag I never liked anyways too. So I think
Well, I
this
always
this will
liked
be
capture flag.
shocking since if Blitz will work. Actually, Gridiron has been a mention. I never played it.
The what?
I think Gridiron is like the uplink on the ground. So you have it's like uplink except
Never
you don't
played
have
it.
to jump off it. It's in World War II. I think
Wait,
it
say
was
it again.
Gridiron. I think it was in World War II.
It was gridlock. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, it was a game mode. I think
Yeah, was.
no, it's actually Gridiron, where it's like like the ball's on like it's the same thing, except it's on
Yeah,
the ground.
it's a
Like
different
that's
name for. Yeah, it's a different name
like
for
that would
weapon.
have been a better game mode to. I think a little more interesting game mode to put in,
Yeah.
but they didn't do that.
And by the way, the 2v2 game mode is called gunfight. Is what Cap
But a
said.
gunfight.
They're showing it off tomorrow.
That's kind of stupid. Well, I don't know. It's just. Do you have any kind of suggestion on game modes you want to just come over with your mind? I don't have any game modes on my mind where would be a cooler addition to a Call of Duty game. It could be based on other games
Well,
or
what would be cool
like something
is
like that.
because they kind of already have it, but um, it's a game where I don't know if you've ever played it. It's not actually Hunger Games, but it's called Hunger Games. Okay, and it's like a little game mode, a mini game. Back in BO2, I used to host it all the time and have lobbies of like 18 people and stuff like that. It was really fun back in the days of BO2. Anyways, how it would work is you would have 6 teams. Whether it be 2v2s, you could do 3v3s, 4v4s, 5v5s. Okay. And what you would do is you would pick a spot in the map and you would set up base. Okay. You would have the first 45, you have had the first minute of the game to find a place in the map, whether it's a little building, a little outside area, and set up camp. You could have riot shields placed out, trophy systems ready, concussions, shock chargers, all this stuff to prepare your defenses, okay? And once the timer says go, you can either A, stay where you are, have one person stay, guard the base, or two, or B, you can have one person go out, find another base or team, and try to take off people. You have 3 lives each, and it's called Hunger Games. Maybe you get the gist of what I'm saying, but it's a old mini game that I used to play all the time in custom games. It was super fun when I used to play it. Um, and also maybe making Michael Myers into like a real game mode as well.
I don't. Interesting on the Hunger Games topic, but I don't know. I don't think I'll ever play it, to be honest. It was a creative idea by you. Maybe maybe it does. Maybe you do get a job if like any maybe Treyarch is like, oh, you talk to Dave Van Horst like, oh, can we include this Hunger Games? And maybe he gets interested by it. And I said, okay, fuck it.
Right.
Um,
That's how I
I
found a lot of
think
my
I
friends
don't
too
know.
back in the days from BO2 and hosting. Every back in the day, for instance, for Black Ops 2, almost every single day I used to host lobbies, and we used to do mini games for like hours and hours. Like do Hunger Games, we would do a Michael Myers, we would do all these little type of mini games with a lobby of 18. But it was really fun. We'd do Border Patrol. That's what I forgot. We did that too. That was really fun. But oh, that's what they should do is make Border Patrol an actual game mode. That I can actually
Well,
see.
that's
That would
actually
be
kind
really
of
hot.
like war or momentum. Actually, wait, that was not right. It was
You know what Border
like
Patrol
war
is,
in
right?
World War II or momentum in AW. Actually, I
No.
was at actually in momentum in AW. I was at top six. I was actually 62nd on Xbox 360 leaderboards in that game mode.
Do you know what I'm talking about though, right? Border Patrol? Like the game mode from BO2?
Yeah, I get it. Like everybody
You
has,
have
like you have,
snipers and then you have people go down a row, like a pathway.
and they have to
They
get
have to
there.
get to a certain point and then they can shoot the snipers with 5.7s.
Yeah, I know that works. That was interesting. I remember that. I remember that enough. I don't. I was thinking, but like the Hunger Games idea is like I was thinking like, oh wait, that shit, that's Rainbow Six. But then it's kind of like a little bit like Rainbow Six setting up
Yeah,
defenses. That's
kind of
kind of
like
what I
that,
thought
yeah.
about.
Right. But instead of having one-on-one team, it's like 6 teams at once. You can have like 12 teams at once. Yeah.
I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it
And
up.
it's in a super small map.
Okay. Oh, you gotta make a big one. I think
Well, yeah.
one. I think hopefully this. Actually, this is not like a game mode suggestion. This is like um, because I don't think I can come up with anything.
Yeah.
But I think they should have Blackout and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like a similar
Yeah,
like
I actually enjoyed the Battle Royale. This is one of the Battle Royales that was actually really fun, you know.
I think
I actually enjoy.
I know you know I think it's pretty different because first thing you don't have to deal with building and you can it's
Yeah, I
not
don't want building.
it's you don't
No
deal with
building. Nope. I don't like that.
building like Fortnite, no extraterrestrial movement like Apex Legends, PUBG. You can have a hard time seeing people or grenade spam
Blackout was pretty.
in
It's
the
pretty.
case.
And I like it.
It's like an even mix.
Yeah, and it's Call of Duty,
It's
first person, even better.
I think one thing they need to kind of up. I think if they're gonna do a Blackout re-release again into Modern Warfare, the first thing is they need to not have a mechanic in Fortnite with the quad crashers where a vehicle hits you, it does not kill you. That's what I hate. And second, I think
But wouldn't it
kind
be
of
logical though,
hearing.
too? If you think about it though, because cars
Yeah,
actually
but
do kill
I
people.
get hit. There's a guy just not even going that fast. Well, yeah, it does make sense, but it gets annoying. Like because the guy doesn't drive. Like he drives like 2 miles per hour, and like probably 10, 15 miles per hour. I don't real life. I don't think I'll die by that. Like I'll think be insta dead. Um. Also, what am I trying to say? They need sometimes a lot of times when you want to jump like jump off like a high building, but it's not that high. They should deploy the parachute. Like you're on
Oh
top of a
yeah,
building and it
for
doesn't deploy. I don't know why
for
that doesn't work.
Blackout.
Um, yeah, like sometimes it's like a decent height. They should. Oh yeah, like automatically open up the parachute, but that
Right.
doesn't happen. They should not have.
Oh, you're talking
They
about?
should
Were you
not
talking about
have.
Fortnite?
Oh no, it's.
I thought
I don't
so.
know. I was trying to say here, but also they should not have. I know this is not gonna assist because call Infinity Ward and such. Infinity Ward doesn't deal with zombies, but they should not have any
Treyarch,
kind of
baby.
zombie-based areas. Well, yeah. Um, it's kind of really kind of think about. It's just kind of how could you improve Blackout into a Modern Warfare setting? Like it should be kind of more. I think in Modern Warfare it should be more tactical play than
More military
kind of
tactical.
Blackout in this game.
You know what? I always wish that they could add to Call of Duty, and which would really change the game, is leaning, kind of like R6
Oh yeah, they had
or
that
like
in Ghosts.
Battlefield almost.
They had that in Ghosts. You go up to a edge of
Well,
a
and then you can
like
yeah
edge of a door, except you can't lean everywhere. You have to go to like an edge of a door, like
yeah. That's what I'm saying though. That's
a
what they should add
door or a
back though.
window. Like this is how it worked in Ghosts. You have to be right next to like a side of
Yeah,
a
you have to be
door
right
or a
next to a
window.
window, and then you can press aim in, and then you would lean.
No, they give you yeah they give you that's what they give you the option. But they
Yeah,
didn't do it all over the place. They only did on
yeah, yeah.
specific
I know.
locations. So
Similar to
that's
Battlefield.
kind of one thing is. So anything? So that's gonna be the end of the talk. Hopefully, that was a great first episode. Kind of a little bit shaky to be honest on my part. I feel like I repeated a lot of same topics, but it's a really hard topic to talk about. Um,
Right.
anything to say, King, before we end it off here?
Just want
Any
everyone who's ever watched
ending?
this just to have a good day.
Well, we didn't have a lot of viewers, but that's okay. We'll have pre-broadcast on here. So yeah, that's gonna be end of stream. Thank you guys for watching. We'll
Take
probably
care,
have
everyone.
another show on Saturday. I haven't decided on a topic I want to do on. Maybe I'll do a Twitter poll. Um,
Hmm, that'd be good.
sometime maybe tonight or tomorrow on next topic. We'll get our next streamer in. We'll probably do the same thing. For actually, this kind of went better than I thought. Especially, I didn't really get angry. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse when I thought about it. That we're gonna have problems with getting distracted too much, with like dying or something like that. But it actually worked out perfectly. So,
Hmm.
goodbye, guys. Have a good night, and ciao if you're in China.